Hello. Once in a while, as I visit Black businesses in my neighborhood in Pasadena and Altadena, somebody will come up with the question, what's a white woman doing trying to do something for Black businesses? And it takes me back to 2006 when I was locked up in a jail cell in Orange County. I guess I have to give you the spoiler alert. I was in my 50s. I hadn't been arrested for anything. It was the girls' juvenile. And the press were all outside because it was a launch of a project that I was doing called Mission Impossible. It all started when a friend of mine who ran Girls Incorporated in Orange County, I asked her, I said, I want to do a project. Have you got any ideas? And she said, we've never been able to get into juvenile hall and work with the girls there. And they have no programs that are suited to the girls and for all the reasons that they're there. That juvenile hall was pretty much all Latinas. And I went and visited with the girls and asked them what they thought they needed and got to know them. And I said, okay, hold tight, we'll be back. I remember this particular day when I went in to talk to them about the kinds of programs that we were putting together. And one of the girls looked at me as I walked in and said, you came back? And I said, yes, of course I came back. I told you that I would. And she said, most people never come back. Anyway, back to the jail cell. So the woman from the LA Times was like out for a story and a headline. And as she's reporting on this launch where we had all the press, her headline was, what's an English woman doing in a jail cell in Orange County? I didn't love that headline too much, but boy, did it get some attention. We actually got on national TV with the project. And that project was ultimately adopted at federal level to support girls' juvenile halls all over the country. And I couldn't have done any of that if I hadn't been surrounded by people who actually knew what they were doing, actually understood that community, and could work with them to put those programs together. Of course, what did inspire me to start CEOs in the Black? Well, Black Lives Matter definitely had something to do with it. I felt like helpless because of COVID and my age. I couldn't go and be there with all those Black people and all those white people and all those people from every culture walking and demanding that things should change. I couldn't do it. I knew that I was very high risk for COVID. And as I'm watching on the TV, I was taken back again, this time to 1998. I'm in a classroom in a high school on White Hart Lane. It's about a stone's throw from the Tottenham Hotspur football club, the Spurs. Working class neighborhood. All boys, all Black. Maybe 1% of that school was white. And somehow I managed to capture the boys' attention in the classes that I was teaching and get them excited about maths. And I had this one class where there was this one boy who would just sit with his arms folded and refuse to do the work. So one day I went over to him as everybody else was working and said, Leroy, why aren't you doing the work? And he stared at me with those blazing eyes, just pure anger. And he said, what's the point? Look around you at this school. Do you think they care about us? And in that moment, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I care. I care that you have a future that's not determined by your circumstances. I want you to have the future that you choose, not that your circumstances choose that future for you. He unfolded his arms, he picked up his pencil, and he started working. And I realized that the key to solving problems is one person at a time, or in this case, one business at a time, is helping businesses get the resources and the support that they need in order to be able to grow, thrive, build equity for themselves and their families. I don't know anything about social justice or the police or anything of that kind. I have no expertise in that area, but I do have expertise in helping CEOs grow their businesses. So I do bring something to the table, and I can't not be white. I just am. So I ask you to give me a place at your table, and I am a very proud member of the Black Chamber. Thank you for listening.